Why are all the private equity guys so quiet today? Over the weekend, when the prices were fixed, we heard a lot of noise, a lot of defense of what's happening. Ares down 7%, Apollo down 6%, Carlisle down 7%. Oops. I just want someone to tell me. As I'm willing to go, I'll just drive to SF Vegas. If anyone wants to talk off the record, or find me someone that wants to talk off or on the record, would love to do that. 6 hours. I just want someone to defend the fact, like I'm talking about, like, yeah, like what's the liquidation value and who underwrites car washes at 7 times leverage? And someone responded, well, they trade at 12 to 15 times, so that's fully covered. Well, actually, it's like the assumptions in public markets get tested all the time. They get tested all the time. If you come out with assumptions, people are going to be like, why? Why is it that that doesn't happen in private equity? Because you guys just mark your own books. Like, it's just like, just mark it, this fund's 12 years, so we'll find a buyer in 12 years, or continuation fund. It's chill. It's easy to get good returns when you're selling to yourself. These guys are buying car wash. What's the liquidation value of a car wash? They don't own the property. What is it? Hoses and soap? Are we joking? Oh, don't worry, it's senior secured. Way more safe than investment grade corporate bonds. Those aren't even secured. What about the software? I love the software. 30% LTV. Okay, well, those companies couldn't make it in the public markets, and we have public market software stocks that are down 70% for the year. So what is the LTV? And if they can't pay their debt, what's liquidation value? What comes first, all the salaries or the secured debt? I don't know capital markets. I don't know capital structure. I don't know anything. You tell me what comes first. Sure, software is only 11%. There's 7% of outstanding loans. Okay. How about those roll-up strategies? Oh, they're traded at 12 to 15 times EBITDA for car washes, dental practices, 20 to 22. You know what I want to see? I want to see blue collar private equity. I want to see a bunch of no college degrees, ideally Hicks, because I love Hicks, be like, well, boys, let's start an HVAC company. And what we're going to do is we're going to park it strategically because this private equity company is trying to control the region. And what do? They just start up, they buy some machines with their savings, and they get going, they get some customers, they undercut the private equity companies. They start, saying those guys are ripping you off. The management gets scared. And what do? They buy you out. You can flip that in 2 years. These private equity betas are waiting 12 years to get paid back. Blue collar, hick private equity is 2 years and done. What's the moat of that? They're just pouring capital. Sure, when you go up in market cap and private equity, maybe it gets a little bit better. But there's a lot of software up there. And then there's these consumer companies where these guys are paying 20 times EBITDA for Breitling or whatever, They made some money. It was good for a while. CVC actually got out with a win for the most part. But you're not taking premier brands. You're taking like can we make this like a B? Can we take this from a D to a B? And you can if you pour enough money into it. And then it might look good for a year, 2 years, and you're like, ooh, this is wild. Yeah, let's look like 20 times EBITDA. First of all, what are you adding back? Second of all, that is good times. Like, it's easy to get to the consumer and get in front and open for a couple of years. And then the next private equity company is doing it in the same category or startup. So to say that you're going to maintain that for 20 years and that's why you deserve that multiple, and again, we're not talking about earnings, we're talking about EBITDA. But let's be generous, assume a little bit of growth. That's what it trades at. Like the logic is it's like they say that's just what it does. Like that's just what it's worth. That's what the multiples just are. Forever? Forever. Like good times last forever. And this is what private credit is underwriting. Well, if you just look at that comps, that's just what it trades at. Yeah. LTV is 50%. Or is it 2 times more overvalued? And then again, what are the liquidation values of these companies? I think credit guys are genuinely smart for the most part on the public side. Bill Gross, Rick Reeder, those guys are great. Those guys are great. I love watching them speak. I love seeing Rick Reeder conjure his mental model into words for you to digest and for me to digest. Guy's a genius. These private equity guys, these private credit guys, they're good talkers. They're good talkers. They make a team. They make a good team. A team's not an investing team. Some people are going to like, but there's some parts of private credit that do it well, and there's some parts of private equity that do it well. Okay. I don't think they came up through the ranks. They probably came over from the public side. What's the private side, honestly? But the exceptions prove the rule. The overwhelming amount of capital that is allocated is not done intelligently. That's it. If anyone would like to push back on that, call me a Substack author. I don't know anything. I've never actually worked in the industry. I know. I know nothing. I don't know anything. And the market knows nothing too. The market knows nothing. You should buy the dip. Buy the dip in these stocks. You should use leverage. You should use 7x leverage and buy the dip in these stocks. Just, seems like free money, right? Seems like free money.